Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit Acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com. Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. From gourmet snacks to unique finds, each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.
The glass is shattered. The Cam Show has started. Break glass in case of emergency for the Cam Show starring Cam Stewart on Rogue Media Network. That's me. Zach Burke is also keeping us on the air. Zach, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
You know,
That good, huh?
Tuesday. That good. That good, brother. Is Tuesday the worst day of the week?
Ooh.
This
Yeah,
has
probably.
long been a debate.
Or Monday. It's one of the first two.
But Monday, at least, maybe it's just me being in this business. Like yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to prepare anything, really. I watched the Patriots game, and we just swung through the Patriots. And there's always something to talk about on Mondays, right? Or you're getting into something in the week. Tuesday, it's like, Wednesday, at least you can kind of see the end, and Thursday's a great day.
Yeah, no, I will agree. I do really enjoy Thursdays.
And that leaves us with Tuesday.
Yeah.
This real thinking going on here. What's going on? What was that?
There you go. I got you back. I was trying to get audio. I lost you for a second, and then I was quickly like, "All right, I got to do this while he's." Yeah, no, we're back. We're good. Hey, what is it? What is this show if we don't have at least one gremlin?
I mean, truly, we just add those in for the fans.
Yeah,
Zach's we've had this all covered from the beginning, but
it's like pineapples and Psych. You ever watch Psych?
No, I have a grudge against Psych.
Why?
Because it replaced Monk.
Oh, okay.
And so I never gave it a chance, and I don't want to. Some people have told me I need to watch Psych. Plenty of people have told me I need to watch Suits. Have you watched Suits?
Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons of Suits.
I just that is one of those really amazing ones that I'm like, how did this get like a huge second wind? I just I don't get it. It's fine. I mean, it's okay.
Well, I enjoyed characters in it, like aspects of it, like Gabrielle Mock. Well, yeah, for sure, Meghan Markle, but also like Gabrielle Mock as Harvey was kind of like a cool kind of like they wanted him to be like, you know, the badass of the show, and there would be moments where you're like, oh, okay, like I get that. But yeah, I watched I think the first 2 seasons until like Meghan Markle's character found out about who cares? The show's like 10 years old.
It for me.
Yeah. Till Meghan Markle's character finds out that Mike or whoever the main character is, his law degree was fake. So that's kind of where I ended.
Nice.
You haven't watched, like that's the main premise behind, right?
I mean, I watched a couple episodes of it like 6 years ago. You know, like the premise is that they're suits, they're lawyers, and one of them is lied to get into his position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, just while we're talking about TV, did you see the text that I sent you earlier?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I'll ask you now because there was a point in time where I was out being sick and becoming a dad and stuff.
Yeah.
But have you seen, and I'm sure you probably have, and maybe you've talked about it already, this whole like partnership thing between Hallmark and the NFL and the holiday movie they have?
Is this the Chiefs thing?
Yes.
So I've heard of this. Clearly, I've heard it. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I imagine it is just as ridiculous as it sounds.
I have a trailer if you want to see it at some point in time, but I think Andy Reid makes a cameo in it.
Oh God,
Donna Kelsey, because I mean you got to have a Kelsey.
Imagine all the Andy Reid fat jokes we're gonna hear. Like,
I think
it's so easy.
I'm trying to think. I looked it up. There was only 2 more players, and I think one of them was McCole Hardman, and I can't remember who the other one was.
Okay, I mean he did score the touchdown to win the Super Bowl, I guess.
He did. Oh, where'd I find the list of cameos? It just says this one says other notable Chiefs players, so that's how much they really care. The cast does include Diedrich Bader and Ed Begley Jr. though, so I mean.
Third segment, can we get into this? Can we dig our teeth into this?
Yes, because I have the trailer to show you how ridiculous it is. God. It is bad. I'll tease you with this just to whet your appetite. Magical Christmas Chiefs hat.
What's so funny? Oh, I should save this. All right. I'm putting a pin in that. Taking a note.
I don't think DJ Tanner's in it.
See, that's a mistake. That's a mistake. I'm saving the rest for later, but let me just say that is a massive mistake. I mean, she knows how the world of professional sports work.
Mm-hmm.
She's married to a former NHLer, which I have neglected this for years, but I have to look into, like, is she, I mean, I imagine she's as crazy religious as her brother is.
I think so. Oh, but Kurt, yeah.
Yeah, like I wonder what that does for a Russian hockey player, you know? And I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's just those are like that's two pretty different kind of upbringings there.
No, that is a really good point.
A guy who has to defect his country to play the sport he loves probably doesn't, you know, isn't used to like the stable church-going family life. I mean, he might have a great family, but you know what I mean? Like that's two very different lives.
Oh yeah, no, you're going from one. Yeah, that's kind of like complete like night and day in a situation. I would think of how. Well, I don't know. I've never been raised in Russia, so I don't necessarily know what, you know. Maybe there's something equivalent.
Do you think like Pavel Bure is like sick of her? Do you think he doesn't like he gets annoyed at the Christmas parties because Candace just plays her movies all the time? Like, you know what I mean? Do you think
like she has holiday parties and that's what she does? She just has her movies playing in the background as the guests show up? Because that kind of seems like a baller move.
You think she like bitches about her fame at the family Christmas party? And Pavel Bure is like, I'm in the fucking Hall of Fame. Like, I'm in the fucking Hockey Hall of Fame. I don't need to hear this from Candace Cameron. I shouldn't talk too much shit. We're trying to get her on the show. So
that's true. Let's go back to watching one of these Tea Garden mysteries. What's her first name?
Aurora.
There we go.
Like Illinois or Colorado. Aurora. Which I think about that more than I should, because I'm like, what do you call that person? What is a nickname for Aurora Teagarden? It's the most annoying name you could possibly put together, I think.
Yeah. What is a nickname?
It's not a good first name. It's not a good last name. Rory? That's I mean, that could be a nickname. That's a pretty name.
Yeah, but isn't that just as long as Aurora at that point?
I mean, yeah, but shorter. It's just it's more of a real name, I think, is the thing, Zach. You know, it's
fair enough. I didn't mean to get us on this tangent.
It's a real name, I think. But you're right. It's like when people say bet instead of typing out okay. I'm like, you're literally using more letters.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Or it's when people wanted to say cray instead of crazy. You're literally just subtracting the Z. Granted, that was years ago.
The fucking worst. I remember just like turning on this entirely, this whatever you want to call it. It's, I guess, Gen Z speak. Is when people started saying za for pizza. And I was like, can you just fucking die, please? Like, do me a favor and just fucking die. Like, seriously, who needs to shorten pizza? It's such an easy thing to say.
Yes.
I just actually, you know what I'm going to do, Zach? This is going to be part of the freeform third segment. I'm going to send you a picture of people I actually kind of want to die. And it's irrational because that's who I am. But that I'm gonna send that to you. We're gonna use that in the third segment. Okay.
All right. That'll work.
How about that? We're putting together I had a third segment already planned, but we're putting it together now, which is what is good radio, I think. This is gonna be good stuff.
Yeah. On the fly, yeah.
Yeah. We'll do this picture real quick in the third segment because then I want to get into everything with that Chiefs movie.
Okay.
Anyway, Chiefs play in the NFL. Speaking of the NFL, the Patriots kind of play in the NFL. And by that, I mean they do play. They're one of the 32 teams in the NFL. But if there was a relegation, absolutely they would be gone. This has been an embarrassment of a season. And somehow, probably a little bit worse than our expectations, which were not great going into this season. And at 3-11, it doesn't even feel like they're that good when you see the way they play against an Arizona Cardinals team that was really kind of in the same position as the Patriots going into last season. You know, I said this about the Commanders earlier in the year. It's like, those are two teams that are vying for playoff spots right now. Washington felt like they had one a few weeks ago. Arizona could well play themselves into the playoffs in the next couple of weeks here. Indianapolis is another one to a lesser extent, but all these teams were in similar situations going into 2023. They were going to suck. And some of them were trying out new quarterbacks like Richardson in Indianapolis, Arizona, people wanted to trade their franchise quarterback. Like these teams had huge talent deficiencies going into last season. And all three of them are in the playoff hunt right now, even though they were in the same position as the Patriots going into 23, whereas the Patriots are now 3-11. I mean, shit, even the Panthers were favored in the game the other day. Did they win? No, but they were favored. They were favored. So things are turning there. And still, as well as the quarterback is playing for the Patriots, things are not turning for them, to the point where you are in year one of the Jerod Mayo experience/experiment, and this could be the only year. And it's gaining momentum by the day amongst fans and I would say media members too, of how can you go on? Like, how do you go on with this? It's a shit product on the field, and it's even worse once they get off the field. You know, I mean, talk about the dysfunction. We've been criticizing both coordinators all season long, for one. Then you criticize the head coach for these conservative play calling and, the shitty personnel and the dumb penalties. And then there's stories of, the guys laughing and yucking it up after losses. Then you've got the head coach throwing the OC under the bus after a loss on Sunday. And it's like, this is just so far from the franchise that the Patriots were for so long, but also really far from any kind of functioning, contending NFL franchise in 2024. Because to hold them up to the pedestal of the 2010s Patriots is unfair. Like, no team has really hit that for that long, right? And that level of function, okay? But I just look at these other teams around the league, and I'm thinking, these guys have got it right. I can't believe how far ahead a franchise is that's coached by Dan Campbell. You know what I mean? Like, we were laughing at that guy a couple of years ago with Miami, and now he's running the most stable organization in the league. Like, it outside of Kansas City, I guess. That would be fair. But like, it's incredible just how far off the beaten path they are. And it's now beginning to, again, gain that steam of not just, is this the last year for the guy, but let's start looking at who you go after. And Burt Breer was on NBC Sports Boston talking about specifically that quote from Jerod Mayo of, you said it, I didn't say it, or whatever, when talking about that 4th and 1 decision to not run with Drake May, and the ramifications that quote and this dysfunction might have for the Patriots next year.
I've seen infighting between offensive coaches and defensive coaches. I've seen infighting between players and coaches. I've never seen a head coach do that. And you guys know how much I think of Jerod Mayo and his potential as a head coach. That was one of the worst moments I've ever seen at the podium from a head coach.
And you think it could cost him his job?
He threw his offensive coordinator under the bus. I think now, like, to me, and again, I haven't heard this, but like, I think now all bets are off. Mike Vrabel is going to be the hottest name on the market. You're going to have one shot at him. There's a potential that you could bring in a whole new offensive system with him. Maybe Josh McDaniels comes with him.
Now that's interesting at the end there, because I was not alone in this, but as soon as they announced that Belichick was gone last year, I was banging on the drum. Mike Vrabel's got to be the guy. Here he is. He's just unjustly fired in Tennessee. And while things were going downhill in Nashville, he had a pretty good thing going there for a while. And he was part of the team that brought in a lot of these guys who are now starring for other teams and was utilizing them with the Titans. And I couldn't believe they didn't even interview him. I mean, there were rumors that the owner in Tennessee wanted to fire him because he went to the Patriots game on his bye week to, accept the red jacket and go in the Patriots Hall of Fame, and did that whole, speech at halftime talking about how great it was to be a Patriot. That apparently the Titans owner was pissed at that, and that was one of the reasons for his firing. And to think that after that he didn't even get an interview with the Patriots is asinine, which I've talked about time and time again this season, of how can you justify not interviewing anybody for the head coach of the New England Patriots? You know what I mean? It's just, it's baffling to me. And I'm surprised Vrabel hasn't said anything about it I couldn't believe I never got that call. You know what I mean? And it just goes to Jerod Mayo willy-nilly. And now, like Breer said, this is your last shot at Vrabel because he is going to be the number one guy on like 3 or 4 lists for probably 5 or 6 NFL openings this year. Like, he's going to be interviewed more than probably anybody in the league, him and Ben Johnson, the Lions OC. They're going to be interviewed more than anybody. And if you don't get him now, you're up Schitt's Creek. You're not getting him. And I said this at the time, Mike Vrabel, he's not, there's going to be an available head coach who has a Super Bowl ring as a head coach, and he will not be as hot a name as Mike Vrabel. Doug Peterson is not Mike Vrabel. Mike McCarthy might be available, another head coach with a Super Bowl ring, and people will not have as much confidence in him as they do in Mike Vrabel because you just don't get many guys who are 10 games over 500, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you look at the guys who are available year in, year out for head coaching positions, you just don't get many guys who are 10 games above 500 in their NFL head coaching career. And that's where Vrabel's at. 54-45, 6 seasons with the Titans. They made the playoffs 3 straight years. They were the 1 seed one year. They went to the AFC Championship game another year. He had them going. I think now with Cleveland. I think he's a consultant with Cleveland. But he will be the top guy on a lot of teams' lists. And he should be. He's also the kind of character that you want, especially for a young team, which is what the Patriots are, because he doesn't take any shit. Okay? Like, he's been in the trenches. He was a great linebacker. He probably should be a Hall of Fame linebacker. Like a linchpin of 3 Super Bowl teams. And you want to talk about a guy who does the Patriot way. Like, I get it. Jerod Mayo was a tremendous player for them. He won a Super Bowl on IR. Like, that's fantastic and everything. But Mike Vrabel was a part of the building of that dynasty and has coached other places. So he knows guys around this league. Again, we talk about, the Van Pelt this and Covington that, and how bad their assistant coaches are. And is it just the assistant coaches, or is it the head coach as a whole? Or is it the fact that the head coach didn't play or coach anywhere else but New England, and he doesn't know anybody? Mike Vrabel has coached in college and in the pros as a head coach in the NFL. That was 1 win away from the Super Bowl. As much as I love Ben Johnson, you're taking a risk there as well as a guy who's never been a head coach. Mike Vrabel, it makes all the sense in the world. He was a great player for your franchise. He clearly knows whatever the Patriot way that is still left. And he utilized it in Tennessee, and they were winning more at the end than the Patriots were. So if you think that the Patriot way can still succeed, and also that the game has passed Belichick by, then here is your perfect solution. It's not Jerod Mayo. It's Mike Vrabel. Vrabel has that Patriot way about him. He's also won more recently than Bill Belichick has. So there's your perfect combination right there. And bringing in Josh McDaniels, I mean, that's a no-brainer. In fact, I'm stunned Mayo did not do it. And I don't know if that was an ego thing of like, hey, I don't want to bring anybody back here. We want to change something up. Or if it was McDaniel saying, hey, I can't. You just replace Bill. Bill's my guy. I don't know. But the Crafts, they love Josh McDaniels. Just love him. So I would not be stunned at all if it's a Vrabel McDaniels combo package. And I am taking that 11 times out of 10. Every time. Jerod, wish you all the best. Hopefully you can succeed as a coordinator somewhere else. And then maybe get another crack at being a head coach. But it's not working here. And not only is it not working here, but you have got a big-time name that makes a ton of sense right there. And if you don't do it, then someone else will. The Saints, maybe the Giants. I know the Saints love Vrabel. There are going to be other options The Jags, I mean, they saw him in the division for years. They will be looking at a guy like Mike Vrabel as well. It's now or never to go and make a move like that, a move that I think this franchise desperately needs, because again, it's somehow getting worse. Let's just look at this in a vacuum. Like, of course, we didn't expect them to be better than a 4 or 5 win team. I said if it was a good year for the Patriots, it would be a 5-win team. And what I meant by that was, if you do get the quarterback in there at some point and he looks pretty darn good, this team can get to 5 or 6 wins. That stuff happened, except the wins part. So let's look at this in a vacuum. You were pretty shit at the beginning of the year. You bring in Drake May in October, and it's the best case scenario for him. He plays really well and has played really well. But the roster you put together and the coaching staff you put together couldn't figure out anything else to make this team any better. Like, amazingly, they have had such an upgrade at the quarterback position, and yet this team is just as bad as they were in week 4. Like, truly. They improved vastly mid-season at the most important position on the field. And team-wise, they are just as bad as they were when they looked like they were going to be a team that would win 1 game the whole season. That's what your coach's legacy is right now. That's what your coach is hanging his hat on at the end of the season. Because he's not going to be able to say he won any games, really. You know, he's not going to be able to say that there's a direction with the team. And he's not going to be able to say that they got better as the season went on. Like, think about that. If a coach can't say any of those 3 things, how do you hold on to him? Again, he cannot say they won many games. He cannot say there's an obvious, clear, positive direction for this franchise. And he can't say they got better throughout the season. So what is the excuse? I don't understand. I don't understand how the Krafts are just privately telling him, no, don't worry, you're safe. But based off what? Because you don't want to admit that you're wrong. And that is the Kraft family, specifically Robert. Jonathan might be ready to move on right now. And who knows how many of the strings he's pulling at this point. But this is Robert Kraft saying, I don't want to admit that I was wrong because I just fired the greatest coach in the history of the sport last year. And then I dragged his name through the mud for months and months and months. I made documentaries. I made phone calls to NFL owners saying, don't hire him. He's a mess. I basically blackballed him from this league for a year. I cannot fire his replacement after year 1. Because then the fans might say, maybe we should be more on the Belichick side, which I think most of the Patriots fans already are. Obviously unmistakable what the Krafts have done for this franchise, but what they need to realize is they are the owners. They're not the coaches. They're not the GMs. Those guys build championship teams. The owners put those guys in place, and there's an important position for that. But it's not nearly as important as the GM and the head coach, and you're figuring it out right now because both those guys in those positions suck and have no leg to stand on after what went on this year, even for a team with low expectations. The last Patriots coach and GM had a very interesting weekend as he jetted off to North Carolina. Let's talk about the awkward Bill Belichick Jets almost reunion coming up next on the Cam Show.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
Want to turn your passion into profit? With Blogify, creating a blog has never been easier. Build, customize, and grow your site with powerful tools designed for beginners and pros alike. Start sharing your story today and watch your audience grow with Blogify. Download Blogify now in the App Store. Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. That's CLEAN email.com. Stay connected no matter where you are with eSIM-X. Say goodbye to expensive roaming charges and physical SIM cards. With access to over 200 global carriers, we make mobile connectivity seamless and affordable for travelers worldwide. Join the future of communication today at eSIMX.com. That's ESIMX.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
It is Matt Mosley, and it's the Obstructed View podcast, Rogue Media Network. I think they're learning that there's really no wonderful view of me. See, I feel like they think this feed's going to be really wonderful.
There must have been, no BS, like 20 scouts, 15 to 20 NBA scouts there to see him, and he was top 5.
When your old number wasn't working, I went through various channels to track you down. So unfortunately, you can never get away from me. But I'm happy to have you today.
No, thanks for having me. And you know we always family no matter where I'm at.
Welcome to a special edition of the Doomsday Podcast. Look at this. We got one of the great golfers in the world, certainly one of the great pass rushers in NFL history.
But he also had a vision for you. And so it was like you had the best of both worlds, right? You had somebody on you early, and then you had somebody who was maybe more relaxed.
What were a couple of your biggest takeaways? The person you referred to that I spoke with, I've spoken to some personnel people and general management of the league to get some, independent, objective assessments of the players the Cowboys picked, and we'll go through that. Has the general manager changed at all in the draft room?
Nope, it's been the same since I was here the last time.
Yes, it is the Cam Show. Cam Stewart on the Rogue Media Sports Network. Every day, every weekday. We don't do the weekends here, Zach. Every weekday, high noon Eastern time, live on YouTube. That's 11 a.m. Central. Then wherever you get your podcasts. After that. Talked a lot about the Patriots' current regime. And also what we've done the last week or so is talk about the old Patriots regime with this whole weird Bill Belichick to North Carolina saga. I almost called it a debacle. I don't know if it's a debacle yet. It's a saga, though. And it's a weird deal. And in classic Belichick fashion, his first commitment from the transfer portal, or first signee from the transfer portal, I guess, they showed him signing, was a center from Holy Cross. Just classic. And we had Pete on, or I was on Pete's show yesterday to talk about that whole deal. And he was talking about his family friend is playing lacrosse at Carolina. I'm like, he's going to know Belichick. Like, Belichick's going to be there all the time. Belichick loves the fact. There's no way he would have gone to an SEC school because they don't play lacrosse. So I'm glad that Belichick is home, as he said, which is obviously bullshit. But the interesting story, what made this thing even weirder was the report from Diana Rossini over the weekend that Belichick actually was looking at coaching the Jets. All right, I need a second confirmation on this. Zach, can we get the SNY report to confirm this?
File this one under things that absolutely nobody saw coming. I can confirm that in the weeks before he took the job as UNC's head coach, Bill Belichick himself actually reached out to members of the Jets organization to both express an interest in coaching the Jets again, but also gauge the Jets' interest in having him coach the Jets again. Now, this is wildly surprising because Bill Belichick has never hid his feelings towards the Jets organization. Ultimately, nothing materialized between the two sides. They didn't even have a formal interview. And I think a big reason for that is because the Jets have made it clear that they are not going to make any rash hire with this head coaching vacancy.
There is a victory lap to be had here in some ways. And I should have brought up the clip. I should have. But I said back in probably October, maybe even September, where it was right after the Jets fired Saleh. So what was that? Late September, I guess. I said, don't be surprised if Belichick's name is thrown around here. And don't be surprised if Belichick takes it. And it was for petty reasons, right? Like, he was so petty against the Jets for so long after the perceived slight that he had when Woody Johnson took over and tried to make him the head coach and then take his responsibilities away, right? So there was all of that, and he made it a vendetta against the Jets for 2.5 decades to say, I'm going to do two things here in New England. I'm going to win Super Bowls, and I'm going to beat the shit out of the New York Jets at any time I can. The most wins for one coach against a single franchise in the Super Bowl era, 39-13 against the Jets. He beat the Jets more than he even beat the Bills. Like, he was hell-bent on beating the crap out of the Jets. And I think they had one trade in his time there as the GM and coach of the Patriots. I mean, just incredible pettiness. So then why wouldn't he do that to the Patriots given the opportunity? And as it turns out, he was angling for that. And it's desperate, last second, falling off the ledge. Hey, my only job right now is with a meddling ACC team. Anything for me? Like, this is me moving to Chicago and asking people around, like, hey, you know of anything opening up? But it's the greatest head coach in the history of the sport going back to the team that he just left at the altar 25 years ago and saying, hey, have you heard about anything? Mike Tannenbaum, have you heard about anything opening up there with the Jets? Because, I got some interest. It sounds really pathetic, like really too bad, and a true fall from grace. That, like, if you just look at this from a Patriot standpoint, Tom Brady's having a rough year in the booth. He's got all the Botox and the memes. The Crafts are owning a team that has 3 wins and 7 over the last 2 seasons. And Bill Belichick is coaching an ACC team after trying desperately to coach the Jets. That's what's become of the Patriots dynasty. It was dead a few years ago, but this is what's become of it. This is everyone else, dancing and pissing on the grave of the Patriots dynasty. And I know I've heard all the Jets fans laughing at him, and Damian Woody, the guy who played for both the Patriots and the Jets, laughing at him. Bart Scott laughing at him. And it's just like, to Damian Woody, I'd say you have 2 pretty expensive pieces of jewelry because of Bill Belichick, and you became the highest paid interior offensive lineman in NFL history thanks to Bill Belichick. But nonetheless, they laugh at this guy, and yet the Jets are sitting there with 4 wins or 5 wins, whatever it is. Like, this is the small, sliver solace of victory for the Jets this year, as it's all crashing down around them. And they brought in the Hall of Fame quarterback. Finally, this year he's healthy, and it turns out the team really stinks. And they can't even get tanking right because they went out and beat the Jaguars, a team that is not going to draft a quarterback. And the Jets probably need to think about drafting a quarterback in the first round. And now they are going to be behind the Jags in there as well, when they could have just leapfrogged them and tried to be one of those top 3 teams. Instead, they're not going to do that because they're they suck even at tanking. But this is their sliver of victory this year. They finally beat the Patriots at home for the first time in a decade, and they got to turn down Bill Belichick. And honestly, looking at it from the Jets standpoint, why? Why turn down Bill Belichick? I know it's fun to laugh at him. Trust me, I get that. I get the petty. It's fun. I do it to the Jets all the time. But if you're the Jets, I've said this about any team looking at Bill Belichick the last 2 off seasons. If you're one of those teams that just can't get it right, okay, and you've tried all your avenues, why not just tell your fan base and your players, hey, I got the best coach in the history of the sport. Make this work. Okay, any team that I laid out a couple of different scenarios. Any franchise that has tried everything and it's not worked, that's one. A second one would be a team that has veteran guys, that has talent, that's ready to get over that hump and potentially make it to the playoffs or be a playoff team that's ready to play in the Super Bowl. That's another one that would look at Bill Belichick. And any combination of those two things for a team that's not developing a young rookie quarterback. 3. And if the Jets stick with Aaron Rodgers, they hit all 3 of those criteria. Okay? I mean, it doesn't seem like they're close to a playoff team because of their record right now, but people in the know were picking them to go to the AFC Championship game this year. There's talent on that team. Okay? There's veterans on that team. Apparently not great leaders, but veterans on that team. Ones who probably don't want to take any bullshit from a head coach. Or don't want to give any bullshit to their coach as long as they're winning. And they're probably not developing a young quarterback because they're probably going to stick with Aaron Rodgers. He wants to play another year. All 3 of those things. And they still said no to Bill Belichick. They've tried everything. I mean, everything for the last 15 years. And really, you want to go back the last 25, 30 years since Parcells retired. Like, they have tried it all. None of it has worked. None of it. And you have the balls to go and say no to Bill Belichick after all this? After this shit season that you're having? Laugh it up. Laugh it up. Because you're either going to run it back with the biggest weirdo ever to take a snap in Aaron Rodgers and just have another 4 or 5 win team and hear him blame everyone else, or you are going to get the 3rd or 4th quarterback in a quarterback draft that's not that strong, and you are going to try to develop him into your franchise QB the same way you tried with Geno Smith and with Sam Darnold and with Zach Wilson and with Mark Sanchez. And none of it worked. So go ahead, try again. Or you could have just had a Hall of Fame quarterback in Bill Belichick. You want to be the guy saying that, oh, no, it was all Brady. It wasn't Belichick. Well, how about you put Belichick in a situation where he's playing with a guy that's almost as talented as Brady? Not obviously anywhere close to the winner that Brady is, but you want to say it's all Brady? Well, then here you go. You give him one of the top 5 quarterbacks ever, and you have the best coach ever. And the Jets said no to that. That's my takeaway. Is it pathetic that Belichick is trying to crawl to the Jets? Sure. But what's arguably more pathetic is that the Jets are going through this shithole of a season and this shithole of the last 15 years, and they said no. Keep laughing it up, Jets fans. This is where you're going to have your source of comedy. For the rest of us, our comedy is going to be coming from watching you guys. Anyway, let's talk about this Christmas movie. I got to get into this. That's next on The Cam Show.
Unlock your full potential with Onnit, your go-to for premium supplements, fitness gear, and wellness essentials. Whether you're training hard, recovering faster, or just looking to feel your best, Onnit has the tools you need to perform at your peak. Visit Onnit, that's ONNIT.com, and elevate your mind, body, and spirit today.
Join the Daily High Club. the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and accessories. Since 2015, we've sold over 1 million quality products and teamed up with legends like Snoop Dogg and Tommy Chong. Ready to elevate your smoking game? Visit dailyhighclub.com for our El Primo subscription box or shop unique pieces today. Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Combine that with OrganicHemp.com's top quality CBD for ultimate balance. Start your healing journey today at GlobalHealing.com and OrganicHemp.com.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
Get ready for epic savings at Best Buy. Right now, you can save up to $700 on select Alienware and Dell gaming products. Perfect for leveling up your gaming experience. Plus, grab the latest Android Google Pixel at an unbeatable price. Don't miss these incredible deals. Shop now at BestBuy.com and upgrade your tech today.
We've got all these transfer portal stats and what Dion did and what Fritz has done. I mean, that's the deal, man. That's the game that's being played nowadays.
Maybe a little bit unknown at quarterback. I mean, unknown to the rest of the world, but, you know, he dove into the portal and got a guy who is super, super athletic.
South Dakota State's really good. Give us a little bit of breakdown about what they can do and what Oklahoma State needs to be worried about.
Look at that form right there. I need to say nothing else about this because I found one.
Are back with you on this Tuesday afternoon Cam show with Zach Burke alongside. Zach, did you get the picture I sent?
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me put that up real quick. Sorry.
This is let me set the background for this. So we were talking the other day or yesterday actually how we didn't know anything that was going on in Sunday Night Football. Like didn't even know the teams that played. Well, last night I didn't know that there was 2 football games on, and I didn't watch really either of them. I watched a little bit of that Chicago game because I like seeing how bad Caleb Williams is, knowing that we have Drake May. But I was like locked in to this hockey game. It was the rematch of the Stanley Cup final. God, my hair looks bad. Don't let me take my hat off anymore.
Yeah.
I was watching and I was pissed because I pay for ESPN Plus, Hulu, and HBO Max /TNT. All 3 of those carry NHL games. Somehow, some way, none of them had the Stanley Cup final rematch of 2 of the best teams in the league, the best player on the planet, right? The best goal scorers in the league, 2 of them. So couldn't find that. Had to use an illegal stream to watch it. And awesome hockey game. Unfortunately, the Panthers won, so I was pissed. But they win it 6-5 in Edmonton. At one point, Edmonton scores 3 straight goals to make it 4-2 in the second period. And it was just the game of like just shit goals, greasy, grimy goals. One of them, Stu Skinner made a save off his mask. It went off a defenseman and then over his back and into the net. He let one in from beneath the goal line. Bobrovsky let one in beneath the goal line as well. It was a bizarre hockey game. And through the whole time, through this whole game, I'm seeing these Panthers fans that are sitting in the front row and behind one of the goals. And I have never been more like, I want these people that I don't know to get hurt. You know,
we'll see how this goes. I had to convert it, so
these guys, keep them up here for a second because I just want. This is after a Florida Panthers goal, by the way, and there's something about Canada for some reason where Canadians will just latch on to random teams, which like whatever, right? Not a huge deal, but you would think a country that is so in tune with national pride and their hockey will just stick with the hometown team, but some don't. And that in and of itself is okay. But first off, this guy on the left has the most punchable face I've ever seen. Like a poor man's fucking Harry Potter. Just want to knock his block off. And he's doing this stupid little golf clap after they score a goal, as if to kind of troll the fans. And then this other guy next to him, like, I have a problem with bandwagon fans, and I know they're all around us all the time. But this guy last night, I was literally like punching air. He's wearing a Panthers jersey and a Detroit Lions hat. I'm sure this jabroni was a massive Panthers and Lions fan when they were the two worst fucking franchises in all of sports for years on end. I'm sure that he was a fan through all of that, and not just a fan when the Panthers went to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, won one, and now the Lions, coming off an NFC Championship game appearance last year, are arguably the best team in football. I'm sure he saw the lean years. I honestly wanted these guys to go out in the freezing dick cold of Edmonton and just walk onto the interstate, or whatever the fuck they call it in Canada, the inner province. Okay. I wanted them to just play in traffic so bad, but they got the win last night and their team won the cup. So anyway, that's enough of them. I don't need to see any more of them, Zach.
Right.
Anyway, we reserve this segment in the last 10 minutes of the show for what is really pressing. And
real quick, do you think he just wore that hat to try to match the jersey? Because the thing is, it's not even like it's a brown Detroit Lions hat.
Yeah, it's just he's fucking blowhard, dude.
I don't know. All right.
That's all. We talked a lot about Christmas movies yesterday, and ones that I've got to watch, specifically while high. And I think this is going to make the cut. So,
yeah,
Zach, if you could give a brief explainer again before we get into the trailer here.
Yes, I don't want to give too much of the story away. I'll let the trailer do that for you. But apparently, the Hallmark Channel, or Hallmark as a company, which was founded in Kansas City back in 1918, in case you needed to know. So there's ties to the city, teamed up with the NFL and specifically the Kansas City Chiefs for a holiday movie that is called Holiday Touchdown. What is like a Christmas? You'll see, it's bad. But not only
what I think about, first off, before we get into this, is like I think about how 10 years ago that would have been Hallmark in conjunction with the New England Patriots.
It is.
And it makes me vomit. But yeah.
Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story. Is
Holiday Touchdown.
A Chiefs love story. Because of course, I mean,
do you think it's about a high-ranking Native American finding love? Oh,
no.
Okay.
No. I think it's about, as you'll find out, the super fans. The thing that's great is I went ahead.
Wait. Is the super fan in federal prison like the most well-known?
No. He was not orchestrating,
they're not
robbing people. No.
Okay, that would be a great Hallmark movie. Is that guy finding love as he's robbing banks? That would be awesome.
I thought you were saying him finding love in prison afterwards.
I mean, he probably has, dude. These people find love all the time.
That is true. But there are current players who are actually making cameos. I'm going to save the best cameos for the end because there's two that just strike me as so funny. But Andy Reid, you'll see him in the trailer. I think we talked about McCole Hardman, Trey Smith's in there, Clyde's Edward-Helaire,
the recently cut.
Yeah, George Karlaftis. I think that's the Chiefs. You got the Kansas City mayor, Quentin Lucas, makes an appearance in this movie. They went all out. The two best, because I'm going to let this trailer speak for itself, so I'll end with this before we get to the two best cameos to me. Oh, Donna Kelsey is going to be in it because you got to have a Kelsey of some sort. She plays the manager of a barbecue restaurant.
Because Kansas City.
Exactly.
They're not going to an Italian restaurant.
Trent Green plays himself in this.
Chiefs legend. Okay.
Yes.
I like that.
And there's another Chiefs legend who, it's funny, he's in a Hallmark movie because he was a nightmare to some.
I get it. From the University of the Pacific or Azusa Pacific? Azusa Pacific.
I think it's Azusa Pacific.
Yeah. Christian
Yeah.
Okoye, the Nigerian nightmare.
Yes.
See,
So
he
it's-
actually is a Chiefs legend. Like Trent Green was a quarterback of the team.
Who-
Brody
who's-
Croyle, is he making an appearance?
Elvis Gerbach, maybe.
Priest Holmes, I'm telling you.
Oh, Priest Holmes would be a Chiefs
Guy's
legend,
naming
but
Chiefs legend.
so here it is. It's just a minute long, but just so you can see this in all of its glory. Then, are you ready?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to midfield.
From Hallmark and the NFL.
Derek Taylor, Kansas City Chiefs.
Holy cow! We are finalists for the Fan of the Year award.
Comes a love story that's a real Christmas game changer.
Oh, yeah, I know you are.
You do?
Yeah, the lucky Christmas hat.
We only get to the Super Bowl if someone in our family wears the hat on Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Do you not believe me?
I just need to see some of that Christmas magic for myself. Okay, that's pretty good. You didn't have the hat.
No, but we were talking about it.
On November 30th.
We can all see there's something between you and Derek. Why do you keep fighting it?
It's not like Derek was just hanging out with us for fun. He's doing his job.
'Tis the season.
Let's go, Chiefs!
To let fate call the plays.
Trust me on this one.
Guys, we kind of need the field now.
Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story. Premieres Saturday, November 30th at 8. Part of Countdown to Christmas. Only on Hallmark Channel.
For the first second of that, Zach, like the first off, I didn't notice it had been out 2.5 weeks. I had heard of it, but not like heard really much about it. But the first thing that the first lady says in there is, "Ladies and gentlemen," I'm like, what the fuck did she even just say? And then the lucky Christmas hat and two people who have clearly never watched any football in their lives.
The cut that they go to the snow
is Okoye when he's like, "Yeah, I know who you guys are.
I thought
you
that was
are
Trey.
the fans with the hat."
I thought
remember,
that was Trey Smith there.
Oh, it could have been Trey Smith. Yeah. I was just like, oh, that's one of the Chiefs. So put it down in my
Yeah,
brain.
yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
But yeah, no, the fact that they did also intercut with it's snowing, but it's like really obvious CGI fake snow. Like they couldn't even do like the practical, like, here, we're gonna like, shake some powder over you or something.
Oh my God.
Or
dude.
Andy Reid delivering the great line, "Hey guys, we kind of need the field now."
And is
because
that,
they're
and I'm
playing
guessing
football.
And I'm guessing that's going to be around Christmas time where they're honored as the fans of the year. And
yeah.
Andy Reid is doing that, and it's clearly like 80 degrees outside in August, and he's wearing short sleeves. Yeah.
So hear me out then too. We talked about Major League a little bit, which obviously the whole point of it is them making it to the pennant. They talked about the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl every time somebody in the family wears that hat. In that movie, do you think the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl then too?
Cole Hardman's in it. They have plenty to choose from over the last few years.
So you think they're going to do it from the like
I
they're
think
going to
so.
take
Yeah,
from
last
last ones?
year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
Now,
then do they win this year because somebody wore the lucky hat too?
Oh God. And I know it, bro. Fucking Christmas Day. There's going to be someone from the cast, like the main character in the cast, is going to be putting on the hat, and Hallmark's going to tweet it out. And is this available on Netflix? Because this would be a perfect lead into their Christmas Day games.
Let me look. Yeah, well, they already got Beyonce doing the halftime show at the Texans game on that day. So,
was Beyonce not canceled yet?
Why would she be?
Well, we canceled her husband pretty quick.
Well, okay.
Well, kind of.
Fair
You know what I
enough.
mean? Not canceled, but like, would he be
Yeah.
performing on Christmas Day after all this? I don't think
No,
so.
but she's
She was at those parties too.
Well, no, not all of them. Like,
I've got the guest list, not all of them. So here's my thing with this Chiefs thing.
it doesn't say that it's on. I think it's just on the Hallmark channel.
That makes sense.
Oh, they are playing it Christmas morning at 7 a.m. so you can watch it along with your family.
7 a.m. Just in case you're not doing anything else Christmas morning, you could watch this Hallmark movie. So here's my thing with it. It's like, forget all the fan of the year crap. Hallmark has done such a job of like putting they do so many of these movies of like, Here is this famous person that's just trying to be normal, like the Christmas Prince trilogy that we went over with Jay Harang. Like, they have such an easy thing to do of like something Taylor Swift or something Travis Kelce, or like kind of A Star Is Born. Here's this up and coming singer who starts dating a Chiefs player, and Beyonce was supposed to do the Super Bowl halftime show, but she got sick at the last minute, like during the game. Who else are we going to pull from the stands that can sing? And it's like something like that. I thought for sure they were going with. It's such easy, low-hanging fruit, but apparently not.
Nope, they're just going to be fans of the year and get to go out on the Chiefs field, I guess, for winning fans of the year. But she's going to fall in love with the executive who's trying to figure out who the best Chiefs fan is. It's kind of like when I watched the other day where it was this town that celebrated Christmas so much, and this reporter was trying to write about how it was fake and phony, only for him to go there and realize, man, it is so heartfelt, and they mean everything that they do. It's all bullshit like that.
Christmas is real.
Yeah. Is that Santa? We can't say it, but it's a large bearded man who just winks and walks by.
And this journalist realized it's not about what you get for Christmas. It's who you get for Christmas. We have got to get Jay Harang on this. I'm going to message him as soon as the show ends and be like, hey, whenever you're doing this, you need to come on the show. Because he's a Hallmark movies guy, Christmas movie guy. We have got to get him on board with this.
For sure. Now I have to figure out a way to watch this travesty.
This
Kelce. That was reach. Never mind.
Watch it, man. I can't wait to watch it. I hope that, some side story in this movie is like, oh my gosh, this person that used to vote for Fan of the Year, who used to select Fan of the Year, died mysteriously. Aurora Teagarden is going to go figure out that mystery while we figure out the new Fan of the Year.
I like that. Well, that's next Christmas. She does one every other Christmas, right?
And she's got, how about this? How about this, Zach? They are actually going through this year. Someone wears the Christmas hat, and the Chiefs do not win the Super Bowl. Aurora Teagarden has to go figure out why.
I like that.
Anyway, Zach Burke, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I've got to watch this now. I'm Cam Stewart. This has been The Cam Show. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. It helps the channel out a ton. And we are live every day, every weekday, noon Eastern time. And that's 11 a.m. Central Time, live on YouTube and then wherever you get your podcast. So thank you for joining us for another episode. We will see you tomorrow on The Cam Show.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internex.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Tusane's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.